so this is the for the month. I just literally wanted to try it. I just want to make sure that everything was going. I did a podcast earlier with Brandon, and it went pretty much everywhere. So it was pretty phenomenal.
Nice.
And I can pull the audio from here, like it separates the track.
Ah,
No, I was kind of, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. It's not as good. You still obviously need the backup just in case something goes
sure.
awry. But in a pinch, be like, oh, that's okay. If you forgot, I got a next one. It won't sound as good, but at least
Right,
it's
something to work with.
all right. Are you ready? I'm gonna press the
I am ready.
thing. See if we hopefully nothing stalls. It's been a while. We'll see how this goes. Here we go. Now, hello and welcome to the Chef Salt Pork Podcast with your host Casey and Sean. We're your weekly home for culinary news, insights, tech music, and everything in between.
So yeah, that's right. You can also catch us recording and streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Chef Salty Pork Podcast. Please like, comment, and subscribe to get up-to-date notifications of when we are broadcasting live.
Yeah, it's my other brother in here right now, Salty Chef. What's up, my guy?
Hey, Salty Chef. Salty Chefs are in the building.
So both Salties are in the building. Welcome to the other stream. Well, I should say the original stream because it's you and I usually, for the most part. But I was doing some other shindigs while you were kind of away. Sean, how you doing, man? It feels like I need to say happy birthday, happy New Year's.
Yeah, I know, right? It's weird. I mean, we did a show last week, but yeah, it feels like we had a little summer vacation, summer hiatus. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I feel refreshed.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I feel good, man. I know last time we did a podcast, you're like, "Oh man, you haven't gotten a haircut," and you were right. I didn't get a haircut. So let me tell you why I went and got a haircut. One, because I needed it, and here's the thing: like you fellas, you're living with your missus or whatever have you. You might get a little comfortable, right? But a few things are gonna start happening in my household. In the middle of conversations, V just starts looking up at my hairline. She just starts. I can just track her eyes, like they're here, and then they're there, and then they're here,
yeah,
and then they're here, and like she's not saying anything, but she's totally saying everything. So, I had to get a cut just to kind of head off those conversations. You don't want to get too comfortable. But the other reason why I got a haircut, and this is like a true story. So like, when the pandemic started, barbershop had to close, and I was walking through my neighborhood and saw my barber outside, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm on Instagram. You should follow me, so we can keep up. It's a way to just schedule things if need be. Pop by the house. I never took advantage of it, but pop by the house and get a cut, do what you do." So, man, the other night, like I had the weirdest dream. Like I dreamt that my barber, right, was like commenting on my Instagram photos and like subtweeting me about the state of my hairline, man. This is what goes on in my head, fortunately or unfortunately. Yeah, so like it's like a picture of me and my hairline is like not so great, and he's like, "Really?" And another picture, he's like, "You sure you want to do that?"
Wow.
Yeah. So as soon as I found time, I was like, "Yeah, man, let me get in there and get a cut." And it's one of the best haircuts and quickest haircuts I've gotten in a while, man. In and out the chair, brief but good conversation, and out and back to where I needed to be. So I feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Good. Like
you know what? I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna let you say it, and you did. So now I could say it. I look good.
Notice it right away.
I look good, and it's a good baseline to maintain for a week or so until it's time to get back in the chair. But yeah, just like the pod, man. I mean, you got to do it, right? You got to keep your reps up.
Yeah, man. You got to keep it's all about reps. So I've been watching The Last Dance. I haven't told you because I haven't seen you in a week, but I'm on episode 4 or 5 where Rodman comes in pretty much, and
Okay.
then they were kind of talking about it. I was just like, I had no idea, Sean. Like I knew kind of like some of the backstory or whatever,
Hmm.
not really anything pertaining to what the org was doing or any of that nature, or even how Rodman was. And I was just like, wow, this dude is what you call like a wild card pretty much
Oh
for
yeah, man. That dude is a complete wild card rock star. You know.
yeah, like just epitome of a crazy not environment, but just like person that inhabits insanity and he can like contain it. That's what I think. That's how I understood Rodman, and how he was kind of acting. I don't even know how old he was. I'm gonna say like maybe in his 30s by then.
Yeah, at that point in his
All
career,
right.
yeah, he was in
Yeah.
his mid 30s.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, for those who have yet to see the documentary or are not up on their '90s Bulls information, what Casey is talking about is during that team's like championship run and specifically their three-peat run. So like it's really hard to win one NBA championship, but that team in particular was good enough to twice win three championships in a row. And the documentary The Last Dance kind of follows the Bulls team during their second three-peat. So this is the second time they're going to win a third championship. And at this point most of the guys on the stars of the Bulls are aging. They've got competing priorities. And the one player, Dennis Rodman, he was a mercurial type of guy. And he was an expert at rebounding. And rebounding is like when someone takes a shot, the rebounder goes and get tracks down the ball so that they get another possession for their team. And when it comes to basketball, it's not a glamorous thing to be a rebounder. You know, tall guys
mm,
usually do it because they're closer to the basket. But
yeah.
Dennis Rodman was not a tall guy, or not the tallest guy in the court, and he like really excelled at like grabbing the rebounds and helping his team, gain more possessions. And he was a really good defender. And because of his personality, he was kind of like an irritant. So like he'd annoy the other team's best player and kind of take them off their game. But part of harnessing that particular energy was kind of, or at least at the time, the Bulls, they kind of had to put up with that guy's proclivities. And he was a rock star who happened to be playing basketball.
Yeah.
If you just think of like all the stories you would assume with the rock star lifestyle, trash in hotel rooms, substance abuse, benders, just disappearances, late concerts, except this guy was one of the best defenders of all time and one of the best rebounders in the NBA of all time. And
Mm,
this team that was trying to accomplish something that other teams, I'm really struggling to think of another team that had like 2 3-peats. That no other team, at least in their time, was able to accomplish. And yeah,
mm.
yeah,
I know. I just appreciate Rodman because when I was growing up, my game revolved around Larry Bird and Rodman. Because one, I'm not necessarily tall. Two, I really like rebounding for some reason. Like I enjoy the physicality of it and just bumping people off and seeing where the ball's gonna go and then passing it to my teammate. But two, with the whole Larry thing, I want to be able to go left and right if need be if I get the ball. So that was part of my game. So I just really appreciated the way he was kind of brought into the picture because the man is insane. He was small forward,
he
right?
was a
I thought
he
he
was a
was,
power forward,
he was
but
powerful.
the size of like a typical small forward.
Yeah, I was just about to say because
Yeah,
Scotty was power forward on the Bulls, but they both kind of in the same. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't matter. You can play 3 or 4 if you're that person anyway. Just like
yeah.
I played 2 and 3. So yeah, no. I've been watching Last Dance.
Hmm.
Highly enjoy it.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, that was it's weird to say this, but kind of a highlight of the early pandemic because before it was on Netflix, it was on ESPN and it was coming out like every week. So, we are kind of like making time like as appointment TV to watch this documentary. And it was cool because I'm a big basketball fan, so some of those stories I already knew through like watching the games during the time or kind of like reading up on like the teams in the years after. But for my wife, who like knows basketball by proxy, it was kind of cool for her to watch this long form documentary about something that was familiar to her, but not she wasn't immersed in, and
Mhm.
some interesting personalities on that team.
No, extremely. It's just I just truly appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm thoroughly enjoying my time, just watching and taking my time, just kind of enjoying the experience per se. Because I didn't. I came over in the States '97. It was
Oh
already
wow. Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
so like it. They were already on their fifth, going to the sixth
Hmm.
title. So I followed them all the way from the Philippines, literally. But I was still a big fan of the Knicks and Miami Heat at the time, and then also the Pistons. So it was just like literally all East Coast teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody on
For
the West
sure.
Coast.
I mean,
Uh,
for me, like I said, I got you by a little bit, but when the Bulls were winning their first championships, like I was 10, 11, or 11 through 13.
mm,
And yeah, I played basketball, but I didn't watch basketball on TV like that. And then Michael Jordan retired and then came back. So like my
mm.
basketball awakening as like a fan of the sport and not just a player was during the second three-peat. So
Oh,
yeah, it's like a special time in my basketball life. So much so, I'm not going to pan the camera right now, but like I have this like cool picture on the wall here, like a framed picture of Michael Jordan taking the last shot from that Last Dance season. With
oh
him,
wow.
yeah, it's like blown up really big. Like the way the shot is composed is like everything else has been black and white except for Michael Jordan. He's in his, Bulls red. And like with the resolution of the photo, you can see like all of the fans in Utah like in complete devastation as he pulls up for this shot that goes in. Spoilers for the Bulls winning 6 championships.
Spoilers.
But yeah, like I definitely like remember that time of my life, you know,
Mm,
coming to really understand like how good Michael Jordan was relative to the other players at that time. And it kind of laid a foundation for me to kind of go back and see like the player that he was like when he was, it's weird to say, like when he was in his athletic prime, because at this point in time, when they're having a series, I mean, he's still the greatest basketball player at all, but like he's
mm,
not jumping over guys and like it's not, you're not getting that Michael Jordan. You're getting a more grounded, pick your spots, kill him with
mm.
fundamentals and savvy, type of player. And it's a very good documentary. So I know it's on Netflix. I think that's probably where you're watching it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would definitely say if you're remotely interested in basketball or just interested in documentaries, you should check it out. It's a good watch.
definitely highly, highly good watch. And I brought a little tear when they did a little mini Kobe shout out like in
Mhm.
between the episodes. I was just like, wow, he got to play with him when he was like 19, 20, 21, pretty
Yeah.
much. And got to experience that kind of I don't know, it was just crazy. I was just like, wow. It feels also weird seeing Kobe.
Yeah, it definitely is weird to see Kobe and things. You know, yeah, I feel like a few weeks, or it was it last week? Yeah, literally last week to today, 8/24. A lot of folks online were kind of reposting Kobe stories and highlights because when he played for the Lakers, he wore the number 8 and 24.
Mhm.
So, for a lot of today's basketball players, like the generation that's playing, Kobe Bryant was their Michael Jordan equivalent. So yeah, it's very, very sad to, I don't know, re-experience the passing of Kobe Bryant. Like, as far as being a basketball fan, the significance of that is like top tier, and
Yeah.
kind of getting, and rightfully so, gets lost in the context of the state of the world and the pandemic last year and this year.
Hmm.
Still super weird.
It's still a little weird. It's just because even the old greats are still alive, and then Kobe's not here.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like missing. Like there's
Hmm.
one other person that's supposed to be there. He's not there right now, so it feels a little
Yeah.
this feels a little off altogether. Sean, so here's
Yeah.
here's part two of the questions.
Okay.
What have you been eating?
what what have
What
I been eating? Okay.
day
And
by day? Just come at me. It doesn't
oh
matter.
man. Would
What
this
have you
work?
been making?
Sure. Wow. Okay.
I'm just making sure you're sharpening your knife
Oh
still.
yeah, man. My knives are sharp. I
You
won't say
didn't
my
put down the
skills
fork.
have dulled, but I will say that it's been a somewhat lazy couple of weeks. But that's for a few different reasons. Some of which were because it was hot as shit,
It
and
was. Oh
yeah,
my
it
god.
was hot. And when it's super duper hot, like the things I'm gonna abandon using my oven, so that impacts a lot of decisions that I'm making when it comes to cooking. And some of the other reasons why it's been like a kind of a lazy couple of weeks, and I'm kind of looking forward to the future to kind of like you know challenge my creativity as far as cooking is concerned, was just that in my household we've really 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 been trying to like get my daughter to get on a particular sleep schedule, and that requires, unfortunately, a lot of attention and time during the evening. So like um given like work commitments and other commitments, like the time to like really really be focused and creative in the kitchen has been somewhat limited, so I haven't
Mhm.
really been taking advantage of that as I get my daughter to go to sleep on time.
That's okay. Oh, follow-up question then.
Yeah.
Have you made the little one any cool little like treats? Have you made her like a really bomb ass like to go for school or something? Because that'd be pretty epic, you know?
So no. Okay. I mean, I've made her like fun breakfast. Like she's
Okay.
a big fan of fruits and berries, and she's still like very much a little kid. So things like blueberry pancakes, you make me dad of the year in her eyes. So like the opportunity to like
Aw.
do that like stands out. But even right now, I mean, everything is like an opportunity to kind of shape her palate and redefine like what she might like to eat. So I'm trying to think, what did I make the other day? Um, I made like a Korean inspired chicken and broccoli dish the other night, because
Ooh.
she's like, so as a base, she's really into rice. Like
Okay.
it's like
Amazing. Love it.
she comes to daddy the rice, and sometimes she says daddy the pasta, and then I make her pasta and she goes no the rice. So we fall back on the rice, and you know um she was really really into that for the first night, and my girl is not really with the leftovers. She's like, but
Mm.
I guess I'll ask you, Casey. If there were a little Casey or Caitlin, the junior or sequel running around, what are the things you would imagine you would be putting in front of them?
Oh, bro, I'm ready. You ready for this? So
Okay.
I'm gonna have one of those. You can actually picture it right now. It's the little like five compartment like to go, right? The little
Okay. A
Asian
little bit, little bento box.
little bento box, right? On the one corner, it'll have like little carrots modeled after like I don't know, fucking dinosaurs or some shit. And
Okay.
then my favorite, because I made this when I was a little young. If you take the fucking hot dog, you cut it in half, and you make
Hmm.
a little octopus out of it.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying,
know it. I
bro?
see it. I see it. Okay.
All day, make
Now,
those little things. and then just like little bits of pasta, little bits of fruits. That's her meal right there altogether. Or like even we'll make it like spam masubi, just for like straight up sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that'd be like a daily occasion I'd make
So
for the kid.
let me ask you this: how much time do you think it would take to prepare something like that?
Okay.
No, I'm just
So
asking, just asking.
no, I got you. So two part, I think is a two part answer for you. I would have to pre-do most of it
Okay,
before like nighttime because
sure,
you want to be able to do it like day of. I don't
sure.
think so, in my opinion. Because day of you're like, shit, wake up now, put the stuff. When I say put the stuff into kid, dress him up, make sure they're all proper, and then out
Mm-hmm.
they go. You literally have, I don't know, 5-10 minutes to do any of that, if that, if
Mm-hmm.
you get it, you know. So that'd be like the whole thing. However, knowing knowing me that I'm Asian, I'd be like sit, and then we just do it for 10 minutes, and then we go ahead.
So
Yeah, this is gonna happen, Sean.
okay, so you got some pre prep and then some re prep before packing it up and ready to go. So how would you feel if there were a little person that kind of looked a little like you, it kind of looked a little like your wife, who looked at this work and effort that you produced and stared up at you with their little scrunchy face and said, "No, want it."
No one. Yeah, well, I guess was it the words of my old Lolo, my grandfather, he would like, well, it'll be there tomorrow. The day after that,
Yeah.
we gotta teach him quite young. But yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do? You're gonna starve.
Yeah.
So would, would you usually give him what? Like Cheerios or some shit? I don't know.
No, man, I'm just asking, man. Just asking, because man, I can't remember what it was the other day, and yeah, it was one of those circumstances. Daddy, I want this. I'm like, hey, look, you came to the right person because I can make that and I can make it well. And sure enough, made it. It was a little hot, so I put it in front of her on her little chair. I was like, yeah, you baby, you gotta wait for it to cool down, and you can eat.
Oh.
And I turned my attention for a little bit to go back into the kitchen to get something else. And I heard the scamper of two little feet take this bowl of lovingly created food that I made, bring her little plastic bowl over to the garbage can,
And throw it
sit it on,
away?
so she couldn't figure out how to open it because it's like got one of the little step lids, and just place the bowl on the garbage can and look up at me with her little scrunchy face and say, "Daddy don't want it."
Don't want it.
And I'm like, "Well,
Wow.
you asked for this. You got to eat it."
Yeah, I don't know, Sean. That's so
Hey man, look.
be
At some point, maybe you too will be
experience that.
wondering a lot about what the next step should be. Yeah, I typically fall back on the old school. Well, we ain't got nothing else.
Yeah,
You better eat it before it gets cold.
too bad. You gotta eat it. Yeah.
That's
Oh
just
my
what we got going on. But yeah,
goodness. Well, it's September. Today's
yeah,
September.
it is, man. Look at that. Yeah, minutes too.
It is it's coming. Labor Day is next week. So in terms of like the restaurant, I mean that's the only thing that we're not really focused on in terms of
Mhm.
this, is just depends. And then if you're when is the school break? Man, it's been so long. I don't even remember what our corporate was during this time, but I do know October on the weekends would pick up,
Yeah.
and then like nothing else till Black Friday, pretty much. Right? Am I right?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, because again, like, we weren't really impacted by Halloween as a much of a thing. But honestly, and in the industry, OND, right? Like October, November, December, things
Yeah.
start to pick up. And Under normal circumstances, like people are out and about starting to think about like holiday gifts. It's cool. They're gonna want to like spend time outside of their homes with their families, but in a relatively warm place. So they're gonna be coming to your restaurants and looking for an opportunity to spend time and a little money, with their family. So business trickles up. You know.
Question for you then: if
Mm-hmm.
you were okay, so let's say yeah, you come over to the restaurant, I'm like, Sean, I need a special for the coming cold season. What would something you would make as a special to run for like several weeks? Let's say that.
Hmm.
Don't
Hmm.
say chowder.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wasn't. You know what's funny? I wasn't going to say chowder, but I was thinking like um a fall vegetable blend, like soup. Because I mean, just thinking of something that like I wouldn't. One is going to be relatively available because like the obviously the fall harvest is upon you, and it's going to start to get cool. So you might want to offer folks something that like they're definitely not preparing in their homes. So that's what I would be thinking. Like I would be looking at like some of the other things on the menu and then trying to kind of use those as the building blocks of a particular special. But also, I'm also thinking within the flexibility kind of afforded to us in some of the places that we used to work. I think it might be a little bit different for you, where you kind of have more, more options available to you.
Well, sort of, not really. Because like I'm still obviously referring to our time in that space in a restaurant,
Yeah,
but like we really couldn't do too many red meat preparations, right? Because
sure, right. It wasn't. Mm-hmm.
fish restaurant, so we
Right.
primarily rotate around fish. But I just it just felt like everything was on top of like a soup or somewhat. Like there's no other. I don't know. I just wish like they gave us like full bearing. Be like, Case, go ahead, make like an actual dish, not revolving any of this. Like I really just wanted to do ramen. um, I was like, let me do my thing. Like I
All
promise
roads
you,
lead back to ramen.
the ramen.
Eventually, you're gonna find yourself there.
Uh, it's getting close, Sean. I was just telling Caitlin, I was like, I think I'm at that part where I'm looking for some spots here in Hackensack. So if everyone's not aware, we're in New Jersey, and specifically in my town, there's a lot of new buildings being erected and being as like little luxury apartments,
Uh
kind of.
oh. Uh oh.
Like a lot, bro. I'm talking, yo, homie. I'm telling you, like 10 or 15, 10 to 15, like places.
Casey, are you gonna have a doorman? Are you gonna have a gym and a pool on the premises?
Yo, that'd be cool. Actually, think about it, right?
Whoa.
Oh man, you just go onto the balcony. There's a little thing right there, right behind
Mm-hmm.
just my epic ass restaurant. Like I think it'd be pretty cool. It's right by the river. You know, some
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it's turning into Hoboken. It's quite. I'm so excited for it. Like I can't wait. I can't wait to see what it entails eventually. But the like I was saying, I wanted to try like my specialty in Japanese cuisine and
Okay.
Chinese cuisine, like to actually do those dishes. But we both know our corporate didn't particularly liked outside outside products that they didn't know of.
Right, right.
You
Which
know,
again,
so I
makes
get it.
sense. I mean, there is an integrity and the consistency that they want to kind of offer, and in the margins, allow room for people to be creative, but still it's gotta be restrained, right? Like to some measure.
Yeah.
So so
What do you get?
so so let me ask you. I mean, I know like again the joke is like all roads lead to ramen, but what does a fall ramen look like? Like what does that even mean?
Yo, you ready for this, bro?
Yeah, I'm ready. Bless me.
Check this out. So this week, so I think I don't remember if I sent you my soba dish that we currently run at the restaurant. It's a cold
Hmm.
preparation soba. Obviously you cook it and then you blanch it and then you cool it down so it's nice and cold. It's like a cold preparation with some scallops that are seared. So it's still kind of warm-ish, but like cool to the tongue because it's hot as shit outside. However, the temperature now is literally hovering like almost 60-ish on some days. It's definitely getting colder. So my dish for this week that chef approved of, I'm trying to look it up here. Give me a sec. So we're gonna go with. Give me a sec here, Sean. It's not. It's not ramen, but like it's ramen.
It's it's raw, man.
It's not ramen. Okay, so the dishes I call it the cold ramen ya and fried tofu squares as a dish.
Okay.
Um, Ramen noodles, blanch and then cool down. The same exact preparation for soba, but it will get a tare with the ramen noodles, sesame oil, pickled Chinese cabbage, golden radish slices, spicy black garlic oil, micro cilantros, and then like a bass and scallop combo on top of it with like sunflowers and shit because we fancy, you know.
Okay.
And we have to use tweezers because we're that we're that same.
Hey, right.
Yeah, that's what it is now, Sean. So I guess for me, I think that would have killed at our other restaurant. Like just fucking like
Sure.
all the Filipinos, all the Chinese, all the Koreans would be like, oh my god, what? All of a sudden, there's major corporations selling actual like a restaurant Asian dish that you wouldn't know of unless you were in like Fort Lee or aren't one of our neighboring towns.
Hmm.
I wanted to bring it into to that space. So that's my dish. Got approved. So we're making it this week or tomorrow, I should say. And I'll
Oh,
send you some
nice.
pictures. But
Please do.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's getting colder. So I keep saying getting colder because eventually I am going to do my actual ramen, like a ramen prep with stock, the whole
Hmm.
shebang. That's going to take forever, but I think it's going to be killer. But then again, I'm in a French American restaurant, so
Right.
it might contain like short ribs, or I would be pretty killer with ramen or some kind of version of that preparation instead. I don't know, but
Mm.
yeah, man, how we think nowadays, at least um, at the restaurant side. But definitely just want to do ramen. I'm tired of tired of everything else. I'm like, oh, how about a ramen burger? He's like, what? Like, don't worry about it. Let me just make it for you. You'll like it, right? Like it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Look, if you're putting it in front of me, I'm taking a bite.
see, this is why I love you, yo. Like for real. Sean, let's do some Monshishi news.
Oh my goodness, it's been forever.
No,
Let's get it.
it's, it's been a little bit of forever. However, let me get the sound bite here, Sean. You think it's gonna bug out if I play this?
Nah, man, I believe in it.
You okay? Hold on.
Hey.
Hey, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Oh, see, I told you.
Perfect. No.
Hold on.
That poor accordion player.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. See what happened? See what happened? I knew it was gonna do it, Sean, but you was all in fate
You
for
know
any.
what? I look. I had to believe. I had to believe that this time the accordion maker was not going to trip down the stairs.
Technical difficulties a little bit now. However, Monster News this week, Sean. So, like I said, Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks full on tilt, releasing fucking pumpkin spice everything the last couple weeks, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But in the same token of it, Bud Light is trying to hearken in that same thing. Bud Light seltzer embraces basic launches pumpkin spice seltzer. How do you feel about it?
I feel like
It looks cool.
sometimes these companies literally just throw darts at the wall. No, because it's like, look, this product is like a pastiche of a lot of different things. Obviously, it's a hard seltzer, which is varying degrees of popular right now. It's Budweiser, so it's got the name recognition right there. It's the fall, and it's pumpkin. So like, there is someone who's going to be willing to ride that ride. And the cool thing is, like, if it doesn't, yeah, and if it doesn't track, they can always tap out pretty easy because it's the fall in a can.
Okay, but listen to the flavors though. So they have apple crisp, right? Pumpkin spice, obviously, maple pear, and toasted marshmallow. Those are the.
I mean, I'm not really mad at any of those. I would, of all of them, I think I might be most curious about the toasted marshmallow. Not because I want to drink it, but more so because I'd like to know what that even tastes like.
Now I know you don't really do Starbucks or anything. However, last week? I want to say almost 2 weeks ago, Starbucks released their new apple crisp flavor.
Right.
Kaylin said it's delicious. I don't, consume Starbucks, so I don't know. However, it sounds great. I kind of want to try it. How sweet is it? She's saying that it's as sweet as any of their other drinks. So
okay,
that is delicious. Does it actually have apple crisps? What do you mean you don't know? You said you drank it. So it didn't have like no. I'm asking like, did it have like an apple crisp? Like like the. Oh well, I don't want it then.
I'm sure it's like more crisp as a descriptor and not crisp as a texture.
See, Sean, this is why you know how in our restaurant when we say this is salmon, so you're going to get salmon. If it fucking says apple crisp, I want an apple crisp on a damn drink. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's fair.
Sure, I could see that. I could see why you'd want that, but like you also gotta, I don't know, deliver it through a Starbucks straw. like it still needs to be consumed that way.
Okay, so a couple more, Sean. Pop Tarts releasing a new flavor, a limited. Oh, dude, I'm so excited for this. So Pop Tarts will have a limited edition chocolate churro flavor. Bro, I am all for churros.
I am all for that packaging.
Yo, remember when
chocolate churros?
I think it was Delia. Remember, like Delia would make fucking on like almost like Christmas time. She would make churros. Like she'd go over and fucking like just drop some. I was like, where the fuck did you get it? She's like, I made it, and it was like the most delicious thing. Yeah, I miss our old.
Yeah, shout out to Delia. Shout out to that whole crew. Hopefully everyone is doing all right.
But I'm so for this. It looks great. Chocolate churro, I'm all for it, even though I'm allergic. But this is like the bootleg chocolate, so it's fine. Sort of, maybe, I don't know. I think I might break out. But I'm all for this.
Yeah, I would try that.
Right?
I would try that. Yeah. Next time I'm in the market, if I happen to see that, I will pick up a box and let you know how it goes.
And my little favorite little thing to it, like all the stuff on it are in Spanish.
Right.
Like full on just.
Okay. Well, I wonder what the distribution is for that then.
What do you mean? Like you think it will only be?
Yeah, like I'm curious now because that's really creative.
Yo, look at that, man!
You know what? Way to go, Kellogg's. You did it. Way to go. All right. Yeah, General Mills, you got one. You got one there.
All right, the last one on the agenda: pumpkin pie Kit Kats.
No.
Are back. Did you say nope?
Nah, man. Nah.
Nope.
No. It might be good.
Okay, hold on. First of all, do you do Kit Kats? Do you eat Kit Kats?
Yeah. Oh, in fact, when I was growing up, those were literally my favorite chocolatey candies. I used to ask my mom to get Kit Kats from the store. Like there was on the way home, there was like my elementary school. We had to cross past like a bodega. Like
Right.
every single day, I would ask for a Kit Kat. Wouldn't always get one, but I would ask for one. So
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I'm I'm down with the Kit Kat. It's been a minute. I'm joking. I'm joking about not eating that. But like I like pumpkin pie and I like Kit Kats.
You saying made of this? Like it looks great. Caitlin says
No,
yeah.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I would try it. I would try it.
It's returning for the fall season. I think so in H Mart here by us in Teterboro or
Hmm.
yeah, Teterboro, um, they have like a little section where they have some imported stuff from like Japan and Korea. Like
Sure.
some of the stuff are already on the shelves even before all this. So if you wanted to partake in some of these other flavors, like it's fully there, but obviously in a different language, but it's the same shit, just in a
Sure.
different
Gotta hit up that H Mart.
language. Got to hit up that H1. But yeah, man, that is the most you should news. Nothing too crazy. I think the only thing would be I haven't been paying attention to news. Did they release anything for the city yet? Are they going back like COVID mandate or anything? Like, do you guys need to like? I think I have
Yeah, I
somewhere
mean,
to
yeah.
identify with.
Well, obviously, you still need your masks, and a lot of establishments are requiring that you either have proof of your vaccination. So you can have a picture of you can either have your vaccination card, you can have a picture of your vaccination card, or like the New York City has like an app that you can present like almost as a vaccination passport, or you need to provide a COVID test that says you're negative from within a few
How
days.
does that how does that affect you? Like I've
I
been
mean,
here in Jersey.
so
There's still nothing. We're not.
yeah, I mean to be honest, it hasn't thus far because I haven't really been in like a restaurant myself in a
Okay.
minute. But like my wife, like what did you do? She was like running some errands and then like happened to stop in like Chick-fil-A and they were like, hey, definitely to have your proof of vaccination. And she got caught off guard. I mean, she had it, but didn't that was like the first time she'd been inside a restaurant, as opposed
Mhm.
to like a drive-through or for us having stuff like, delivered through Seamless or Grubhub or whatever have you. So yeah, I mean it's a very real reality. Establishments look, they want to be able to make some money and
Hmm.
be as safe as possible. And yeah, I mean it's kind of the only way right now to have a good chance at that. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
being vaccinated doesn't mean that like you can't still spread, COVID or the variants. But look, I mean, at least they could ensure that for the most part, if you were to spread or catch it, you're not gonna die from going to like, and that's like that's the best case scenario for now. So yeah, I mean,
True.
I'm prepared with pictures of my vaccination card.
Mhm.
If establishment asks me to provide it, just go from there.
I was just wondering because I haven't really spoken to you about it or I've inquired to you on how that kind of changes a little bit. I know West Side, like the West Coast, might be
Mhm.
doing another shutdown. Um, just because of the crazy spike right now, they might even mandate masks again. But I know for at least in Jersey, some stores will have like like literally in the front need a mask to go in. Well, no ifs, ands, or buts.
Sure.
That's well, I'm fine with it. Like most of the time, like people would just say it's as if everything is normal. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to get perspective on it.
Yeah. It's just a year or so of living with COVID. I mean, it's just kind of the norm. I leave the house, pack my mask, got mask in the car. Like I know, like, hey, you walking inside someplace, put that mask, get that mask on. You know, try to be mindful and prepared. That is just kind of the expectation here. Like I feel like from the onset there was less pushback here. So for the most part, people are, aware. And I've not been in a situation where someone is like really pushed back against that.
Mhm. In terms of your local eatery, have you noticed any spots that are not, or should I say, what's that? How do I phrase this? Have you noticed any other new um, restaurants opening, like with new concepts or?
Yeah, so around here there are some new establishments that are opening in a variety of different things. And also like what I didn't expect is like this one local Chinese restaurant is just shuttered. Like I kind of didn't realize it had happened, until I was walking around the neighborhood the other day, and it's just that one happens to be gone. But it still looks like there's opportunities, for new businesses to pop up, and they're happening. They're
Mm.
happening.
That is interesting that the Chinese restaurant
Yeah,
closed.
like that one. It kind of stood out to me because like, look, in New York City, and especially in like Brooklyn, like there are Chinese restaurants everywhere. I mean,
Everywhere.
within like a 4 block walk of where I live, like I can think of like 8, and obviously they exist with all that competition, but there's a lot of people to sell to, so
Mm,
it's fine, and their prices are pretty fixed, so like they're not really like aggressively pricing against each other. So it was like
mm,
it really kind of stood out that like this one restaurant closed because it was like right off of a very very high trafficked avenue, kind of
mm,
next to some other restaurants, and I'm there are some other businesses on that block closed. So I don't know. It might be a case of like maybe the developer is kind of reclaiming, maybe didn't renew their lease so that they could kind of tear down the property and build like a high rise in the space. But it kind of stood out because like that restaurant in particular was always high traffic. Like there was a bus stop like right in front of it. So, people would get off the bus and get something to eat on the way home. Like it was always busy, and like you'd always see their delivery drivers kind of buzzing in and around the neighborhood making deliveries.
mm.
So it kind of stands out like that one didn't make it. But now that I think about it, it's probably more due to the value of that that corner and that property, or those properties, in terms of like a real estate value, proposition, more so than that restaurant's ability to one serve the community and be profitable. And then
Well,
like the staff was like was young too. So again, it wasn't even a case where like, all right, well, maybe the owners want to retire, and I was like, no,
like maybe they were retired. Maybe they were just like, yeah.
yeah, no, I don't think like the it was a husband and wife, proprietors of that place,
Mm,
and they couldn't have been any more than like 5 years older than I. So
mm,
not at retirement age at all.
mm. Well,
Maybe,
never
hey,
know.
but look, good luck to them. I know wherever they pop up, I'm sure they'll get it rocking and be able to serve some good, quick, cheap, but high quality food.
Yeah. Well, as we do end, Sean, you wanna give them a last little phrase before we do end. Um, one other whatever it is, just hit me with it. Whatever.
Sure, yeah. So let me think about this, or maybe I won't think about it too much. Oh man, yeah, we certainly live in like some very very interesting times, and um, I feel like it's very underrated, like the access to information that we have. So what I would definitely say is, if you're listening to this, clearly you got it from the internet, and if you're on the internet, a lot of folks are using it as just an entertainment medium.
Mhm.
Like, take a few minutes out, just educate yourself about something. Like, just use this leisure time wherever you're finding it. I don't care if you're listening to this on your phone in the bathroom. I'm not telling you to pause this. I'm not telling you to pause this. But I am going to ask you to just open up another tab and treat yourself to some of the information that's out there. Ask yourself some questions, find out some answers and round yourself out. That's what I got for everybody.
I like that. That should be an advice to my mother, my brother every time they fucking ask me a question. Open your fucking phone.
I mean, it's like it's right there, and
fucking answer right there.
Like it's right there, and like again, like I couldn't be mad at anyone for utilizing the internet just for entertainment. Man, I'm going down a rabbit hole rewatching The Sopranos. Like it could eat up way more time than it should if I let it. But nonetheless, use the tools as tools.
All right.
Keep your brain sharp. Open up another tab.
Open up another tab. Be safe. Wear a mask. Gloves. Just wash your hands. Don't be stupid. And also, Sean, I think we need to reiterate: if you're gonna cough, okay, I think people forgot about this. Or if you're gonna fucking sneeze, it's this fucking motion into your shoulder. Like in there, or just get your fucking mouth in your armpit. Okay, don't just go like that. It was pissing me off. We had this one patron. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but we had this one guest in the dining room. I think it was Friday, bro, visibly coughing like like that. Just like fucking what? Oh, excuse me. Like, do you realize what time we're in? Right. Anyway, I went back into the kitchen, obviously pissed off. I didn't really say too much. However, if that happened in front of me, I might have decked the person.
Oh, no.
Would have gotten fired Friday. But yeah, again, be responsible. Do what you can. Be safe. Wash your hands. I think that's it. The best thing.
It.
All right. Other than that,
peace out, internet.